Lucas here. In my trip out to JAXPORT, I mentioned that I didn't see any ships or trains, so you're going to get the FARO like it was some kind of consolation prize. That was not my intent. I had planned on filming the FARO monument as part of my trip, and much respect to the families and especially the 33 souls lost on that ship. Matty Gugas here with you once again in my favorite spot in Jacksonville, Bayard. And I came by this block of cars, and there's a Freddy on the back flashing and no locomotive. I thought those things worked by air pressure. Anyway, maybe there was a little bit of air pressure left in the cars. It's probably a battery in it, who knows. Anyway, the locomotive's down there. Let me see how close I can get to the tracks without stepping on railroad property. Ha ha ha. Anyway, he's way down there, but this is the Bayard local coming back for his cut. So the Bayard local has high green for, he's got to go through that switch, through that crossing to get on the main line. The switch is right up there close to the crossing. Check it out, he's barreling down here, and there's another train behind him, a northbound. So that northbound will come up behind him and stop, I guess. I don't know. I'm walking down here to see the locomotive go through the crossing, but and I forgot. Maybe I wanted to film the lash up. There's no way that I can get back here walking and film that lash up, or in a car either. Look at the traffic, there's no guarantee I can get my car back over here. Anyway, I'm gonna walk back and film the lash up. All right, folks, that's what I thought I saw, 2 headlights. So the local is in the siding, and here comes the northbound. All right, I love Bayard. All right, woo! I'm just so there's a couple of locomotives just don't play. I mean, a couple crews. It's okay. Again, it's okay. I mean, I love hearing the horn blast. If you're on probation, you can't play. That's right. I'm kidding. Or you're new. Anyway, I don't know what you can do and what you can't do. All I know is in BNSF territory, in Montana last summer, all the trains blew their horn when they saw a rail band, no matter where they were. Well, this is cool. So when I just left my house, by the way, I stopped at the my home crossing, and there were no signals for a northbound. So this train must have been up past that already, and I got lucky driving up here to Bayard. Train. I don't remember, was there tropical on the front? Anyway, West Palm, Port Lauderdale, and Fort Pierce manifest. The Bayard local coming through the crossing here at Old St. Augustine Road. Alright. As he comes closer, I'm going to step a little further away. Give you more of a wider angle, but or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just film him coming through here. So he's slowing down. So because once he's through this crossing, then he backs up and hooks to that lashing. traditional paint scheme. Well, I should have turned earlier, but that's the so that's the locomotive they did up in the traditional colors. Of course, the navy blue, the light blue, and the white. All the new locomotives have that. The LNG tanks have yet to be repainted. I don't know if they'll ever get a chance to repaint those. They just work them so much, but all the locomotives are supposed to be in these colors. Not this design necessarily, but we'll see when that happens. This railroad is really busy. All right, stay tuned. I'm going to go back to the lashing. Yellow, red over yellow. I don't know. Shouldn't that bottom one be red? I was in intermodal marketing, okay? Came from a trucking company, so bear with me. But in my mind, yep, here he comes. Yeah, then he should be able to proceed, and I was right. All right, here he comes. I'm over here. All right, up close. Personal with the Bayard logo. Yeah, he's all right, so he's going down there. I should have filmed the switch, but he's going into this. Oh, he's going into that siding over there. Side track for the customer. Not a side track for anything other than that. Well, it does go through the crossing. Anyway, there's a third track over there where those cars are often staged, but they're not. They're on the. When he came out of servicing the customers down there, he put these cars on the siding track, second track. Now he's going to get them so he can bring them back to the yard. Now it's going to be a train. I mean, a single locomotive is a locomotive traveling light. It's still a train, right? But now it's going to have a. Cars behind it, not traveling light. Anyway, I'm trying to get all the terminology out. Interesting, these are the kind of things I think about. So how did this become a train? So train has multiple definitions like most English words now, if not all. Obviously a train is teaching. Teach somebody how to do something, or train on the job to learn how to do something repetitively, especially. Anyway, how did they become a vehicle pulling extra cars? Interesting how language works. I'm not going to keep it on, but he's creeping. He is moving. He's creeping up to the switch. They do that here and other places. So he crept up to the switch, and apparently the switch, he didn't get clearance yet, so now you got to stop at the switch. No, he's coming through. No, he's stopping. I don't know, you tell me. Looked like he said to stop. Waiting for that switch to turn green. See the big plume of smoke. Watching paint dry, filming paint dry again. All right. Well, look at. All right, here we go. Now he's cranking it up. I don't see the plume of smoke, but the train's moving. I guess I shouldn't be filming that stupid box. All right. Here we go. All right, here we go. FEC Bayard local. What's today? April 28th. A little, that was funny. Alright. Something wrong with your horn. Alright, hats off. Oh, he's got to watch, but I'll give him the hats off anyway. Alright. Got a wave, see that? Got a nice wave. Alright, so these are the cars that go to that boxcar customer. High cube, not refrigerated, but insulated cars for food. Yeah, and these are the bleach or hypochlorite, which is hydrogen peroxide, I think. Anyway, who knows? Bleach and other cleaners. All right, there you go. Eddie Gugas here with you once again. I'm here on the CSX line at the zoo. Stay tuned for the train. We are on the train at the zoo.
On the right hand side, we're going to be passing by our Asian bamboo gardens.
Matty Gugas here with you once again. A shot over here to Blount Island. That's Jacksonville Port, Blount Island. After the zoo, yeah, it was all a plan. I struck out on ships and trains, so you're going to get the FARO. Unfortunately, they have that glass around it. It's all glared out. Hopefully you can see that. I'll put a couple of pictures in too. Put anything out in public now, but that's not why I'm here. So now these are out in the public and they don't get desecrated, of course. So thank you, humanity. I'm not going to be crazy about this because you can stop and pause, and I'm just going to... I don't know anybody that was on a ship. I know people who knew people that were on a ship. I know people from Tote Marine. It's the former trailer bridge. Or trailer bridge was bought out by Tote Marine. I guess that's how it went. And I knew trailer bridge well. Anyway, God rest your souls, folks, and I'm going to tell the story. Okay, so this is not trains, but this is something that's unique to Jacksonville. Jacksonville history, I don't know, unique, anyway. JAXPORT is pretty large. I'd say it's in the top 10. It's you know, one of the limitations of JAXPORT is that ships come up the river, and they've been trying to deepen the river. They have been deepening the river over the years, and they can get they can get Panamax ships up here, which is one I was hoping to film, but there's not one here right now. But anyway, that's not why I'm here at the FARO Memorial. You can read that. The FARO was traveling to Puerto Rico and the islands, and the hurricane was brewing, and unfortunately the ship went down in the storm. Tugboat coming out. When I was divorced, I dated a woman, a young lady whose family had a tug operation down here. Pretty notable. And it's been a long time. I forget the name of I don't know if it's the Big M, but that was that other part of my life when I was binge drinking. I've forgotten a lot about that part of my life. You can see the automobile facility over there in the background, or at least part of it. Automobile ships come in there. So we got container ships, automobile ships, bulk commodities, I'll show you where the big ships park in Maersk, and then you'll see the aggregate. So it's a pretty busy port. This is the St. Johns River. Did I not mention that? That's the Blunt Island section over there where the you have to cross a bridge to get out there. I am on the north, what they consider the north side. This is Interstate 295 or 9A, which comes off 95 near the airport and goes around the city. They've done a nice job with this little memorial park. We got a playground over here with a boat and a ship. Nautical theme, of course. Nice. This is where the big ships come in, the big container ships. Fortunately, there's not one here today. And then you can see the aggregate here. All right, stay tuned for train. Matty Gook is here with you once again, and now I'm back I just came through Bayard, a little south of Bayard, and we got high green with the elusive 105. I'm gonna get the 105 today. How's the elusive 105? Alright, I'm gonna turn back because I'm facing into the sun, but so I was waiting for it up there at Racetrack Road. I didn't declare that. And the signals weren't coming on saying that the train was moving or imminent arrival. So I came down here to do a quick errand, and sure enough, but I got it. The elusive 105. Should be zooming in more because I'm farther away than usual. But there we go. Across Route 1, and you see cars. Alright, so what is that? Normal size train, not a giant train by standards of late, but good sized train, a normal sized train, I guess. There you go, the elusive 105, Matty Gook is out. Alright, Matty Gook is here with you once again. The site of the new bridge construction. Looks like the crews are back and equipment's all broken out, but there's not a soul here. Must be a mandatory lunch meeting somewhere. Anyway, stay tuned. Yeah, they got the two big cranes broken out again. Still only one piling in there and not pushed down yet, so maybe they're still trying to figure that out. There's the gadget that pounds the piling down. Well, we're looking forward to them making some serious progress here, but nothing's going on right now. I'm out here for the 105 and to give you a bridge update. And unfortunately, the bridge update is not much of an update. Stay tuned for the train. Matty Gook is here with you once again, driving by the St. Augustine Airport, and we got this nice little gem right here. Not the president, but pretty cool. Came by here, those signals are not on down there, and here comes the train. So go figure, okay? It's the elusive 105, as usual. Alright, moving back out. Well, as usual, except I actually got it this time. But weird how there's no signal. Well, car in the picture. Shocked. It's a $20,800 car, guys. Not a $6,000 $60,000 car. I bought it used. I'm retired. It's fun to drive. I wish you all the best luck in your careers, and maybe some of you already own a Mustang. It's really fun to drive. I never had one before. And last year I wanted to try it. I love it. I also want to try a Camaro, and my buddy tells me I gotta get a Charger with a Hemi. So in my retirement here, maybe I'll try a few cars. Alright, there you go, the Elusive 105. Alright, Matty Gugas here with you once again, trying to mix it up these days. I came up to Jacksonville again, and as I was coming through town, I saw the bridge was going down, the rail bridge, and I hear a train. So I'm gonna get as close to it as I can. They're still doing some construction over there, so you can't get to the walk. Part of the river walk that goes over right above those tracks. You can see that crane there. Yeah, they're working on these condos on the waterfront, so the river walk, that section of the river walk is closed, but because you can walk right over these tracks. Normally, well, I don't know what's normal. Sorry. Normally, it's closed because of construction. Once in a while, it's open. That's Florida. Anyway, here comes the train. It's a transfer, northbound transfer. I gotta watch where I'm going, so. Alright, let me zoom in a little bit. Alright, well, this is cool. I haven't done this but only maybe about once. And unfortunately, I'll show you when the train gets. This bridge has got to be 100 years old. I wonder how. I wonder when this bridge has to get redone. Boy, oh boy. That would be a gigantic job. So do they make one like the Acosta Bridge there, the car bridge next to it, where the bridge goes up and the boat traffic doesn't have to stop for the train, or the train doesn't have to have a section that goes up and down anymore? Can they do that incline? I would think so. Lots of sand and is that close enough? I'm trying to get the whole perspective. See, you got buildings in the background. The stadium's down there. We can't see it anymore. The train just blocked it. But there it is. Jaguar Stadium. Anyway, I'm going to move with the locomotive here because you can see the walkway, the river walkway going up where that crane is, and you can stand right above the tracks when the construction's not being done. When is the construction not going to be happening? I don't know, in Florida? I don't know, never. Again, I mean, look at all these. So there's your seaboard traffic. Gets transferred to CSX and then goes up to Charlotte. That garment move, if it's just one, it's not just one. Anyway, I don't know anymore completely, but it was one garment move that pretty sizable. And they probably have other stuff. And then, of course, all those blue UMAX containers that belong to CSX. They're probably empty. Going back northbound, they're probably empty. Probably about as close as I can get without restricting the view, so hope you're enjoying it. If there's another, usually there's another train going south when one goes north. They try to time them. So I'm surprised we haven't seen a southbound yet. There's double track. But if the bridge goes up after this train goes by, then you'll know that this was the only cut moving right now. See what happens with the bridge. I like my car. Alright, there you go. I'm not going to film paint drying, so I'm going to sit here for a minute and see if that bridge starts going back up. So the bridge isn't going back up and there's a boat waiting, so I hear a lot of train horn. Could be the one that just went. Oh, no, there it goes. Alright. There you go, folks. The bridge going up. No more trains. So this is the Haskell construction building. It's been here for a while. It was pretty modern, of course, when it was built. And looks like they moved. Would that be there if people were occupying the building? I don't think so. They had plants all along this outdoor area up there. So, and all the plants are gone. There's a fence here that looks like there's some construction going on in there. Oh well. Alright, there's the CSX building while I'm down here. Driving through town. This is the downtown port area called Talleyrand. The original port area. There's no crane here because Crowley is all row barges. Here's where that cut that I filmed yesterday probably came out of. CSX cut from the Talleyrand port here, goes up and through town. There's a CSX locomotive there, doing some switching here at the port, at the Talleyrand port. You can see they're emptying these auto racks here at the port. There comes the car. It'll go out, it'll go on a row ship. Well, most likely a row ship. Here's where the Crowley ships are. Container ships. I said car will probably go on a row ship. I mean a row barge, but they can also be lifted and put on ships and lifted off. But here's where the container ships get loaded. And there's a ship in there. Too bad we can't get a view of it. Ship, you can see it. Part of it sticking up with the containers loaded on it. So when I first came to Jacksonville, I worked in that building right there. It's been renovated since, but used to be Green Cove Maritime, a small shipping company. We had 4 ships and a bulk hauler, 5 ships anyway. My office was up there. The building's different, but it faced the stadium. I watched the old Gator Bowl get knocked down and the Jaguar Stadium get built. Eddie Gugas here when you once again. Bayard, we got High Green for the 107. So he's made it around the corner and they're on the downhill, that little downhill stretch. So by the time they get here, they'll be doing track speed. Right, so the gates are behind me. Old St. Augustine Road. They should go any second now. I'm so good at that. I'm so good at that. And then I'm gonna come out here and ooh, where'd the train go? All right, here we go. Tonight's FEC 107, last day of April 2026. My birthday month. Earth Day is my birthday. Anyway. All right, here we go. Yeah, 3 locomotives. This is a big train. Another big, long, beautiful train. All right, so there you go.